Good morning and welcome to the usual mix of fun and faith, the sublime and the ridiculous, the meaningful and the merry, serious and the silly, awesome stories and awful jokes. It's tea in the hall.
To tea in the hall, come one and come all, from Saturdays at 9. There's no bacon rolls, no scones, no snowballs, and nothing to drink at all. But we will share friendship and fellowship, fun quizzes, song stories untold. So might you in tea and a biscuit all day, please join us for tea in the hall. Oh, the doors are shut, the church all locked up, there's nothing going on in the hall, but just the same we'll praise God's name, He doesn't change at all. So now it's time in your house and mine to answer to the call. Bring your in cup and come and sup with us, tea in the hall.
Well, after last week, how on earth do you follow a cat's choir? Quite simply, with a bunch of music teachers who are guaranteed to raise the tone of the programme. And we are delighted to have with us 4 music teachers this morning, and some more will join us next week. But they're going to play or perform for us and also tell us a wee bit about themselves. So please sit back and enjoy the enthusiasm and the excellence and the sheer joy that they bring to us, and I'm sure they bring to their schools and to their pupils.
Hello, my name's Dale Parker. I'm a music teacher at Auchinleck Academy, soon to be the Robert Burns Academy. Helen asked me to tell you my favourite thing about music teaching, and it's probably how it's a subject that has the ability to bring everyone together, to be part of a team, to be part of a show or a concert. She also asked me what my least favourite thing about teaching is, or music teaching, and that's probably that a concert needs to end, a show needs to end, a song needs to end, because if it was down to me, I would have it lasting forever, because it's an incredible experience that it gives us all. It takes us on a journey, as cheesy as that sounds. Thanks very much for inviting me to play for you. I'm going to play The Girl with the Flaxen Hair by Debussy. I really hope you enjoy it.
Hello everyone, summer is here at last. Cannot wait for a well-earned 7-week break. My name is Lindsay Cook and I'm a music teacher originally from New Cumnock. Some of you might know me better as Lindsay Black. I studied at Aberdeen University and over the last 6.5 years I've been lucky enough to work in the music department at Auchinleck Academy, where the kids and young people are just second to none. Yesterday I was offered and accepted a job as faculty head of music and art at Irvine Royal Academy, so I am delighted to be taking on a new challenge after the summer holidays. My absolute favourite part of being a music teacher is working with kids that have had no musical experience and seeing that spark happen when they discover that they are good at something they didn't even know they had in them. That's exactly what happened to me, what feels like 100 years ago, and that is absolutely the best part of the job, taking away that elitist reputation that music used to have. Worst part of the job? I mean, I would like to say it's the holidays, but that wouldn't be true. I don't think there is a worst part. I think every day is a challenge, but it's the most rewarding job in the world. I'm going to sing for you today a song called A Life That's Good, and it's from the hit TV show Nashville, and I think the words in it are really, really appropriate, especially what's going on just now. Stay safe everyone, and I'll see everybody soon. Sitting here tonight by the firelight, it reminds me I already have more than I should. I don't need fame, no one to know my name. At the end of the day, Lord, I pray I have a life that's good. Two arms around me, heaven to ground me, and a family that always calls me home. 4 wheels to get there, enough love to share, and a sweet, sweet, sweet song. At the end of the day, Lord, I pray I have a life that's good. Sometimes I'm hard on me when dreams don't come easy. I wanna look back and say I did all that I could. At the end of the day, Lord, I pray I have a life that's good. Two arms around me, heaven to ground me, and a family that always calls me home. 4 wheels to get there, enough love to share, and a sweet, sweet, sweet song. At the end of the day, Lord, I pray I have a life that's good. At the end of the day, Lord, I pray I have a life that's good.
Many thanks to Dale for his fine playing, and to Lindsay for her beautiful singing, and to both of them, as I said, for that enthusiasm and excellence that they bring to what they do. I think, though, you've been relaxed for far too long, and it's time to exercise those little grey cells. Quiz time, and the topic of our quiz this week is our feathered friends. Now, the first 6 questions, you will hear the sound or the song of birds, and you just have to say, what bird is this? Now, I'm not going to ask the question twice each time, but just ask the question and let you hear the bird song. Okay. Question 1. Which bird is this? And the answer is the robin. Question 2. Which bird is this? And the answer is the skylark. Which bird is this? And the answer is the chaffinch. Question 4. Which bird is this? And the answer is the blackbird. Question 5. Which bird is this? The answer is the wren. And question 6. Which bird is this?
Good evening. Also tonight we report from Brussels. Good evening. Also tonight we report from Brussels.
And the answer is Jackie Bird, former BBC News presenter, and when I went to check up on Jackie Bird's career, I discovered that she was a stammerer. She had a really bad stammer right through primary school, secondary school, right up to doing her hires, and then gradually she managed to overcome it. Amazingly, she went from being a stammerer to a really good newsreader. Now, questions 7 to 10 are just the normal questions, just asking for information. So I'll read these twice. Question 7. What is the name of the world's largest bird? What is the name, or name the world's largest bird? And that is the ostrich. Question 8. What are baby swans called? Question 8. What are baby swans called? And baby swans are called cygnets. Question 9. Which bird do we associate with the Tower of London? Which bird do we associate with the Tower of London? And the answer is the raven. And question 10. Which birds are pink and stand on one leg? Which birds are pink and stand on one leg? And the answer is flamingos. Now, I think we'll take them separately. If you get all the bird songs right, then that was absolutely brilliant. But I know that New Cumnock people are really good at recognising their bird songs. I knew that when I did a children's address once, and I expected people to get like 1 out of 5 or maybe 2, but most of the children got them right. They're very good at recognising different bird songs. So if you got 6 correct, brilliant. 5, 4, not bad. But overall, if you got 8, that's very good. So well done on the quiz. We hope our tea in the hall cheers everybody up, even the Reverend I.M. Jolly. But we don't want to just escape from and ignore the situation round about us. So every week we try to have something that maybe in an amusing way, sometimes in a thoughtful way, helps us to think about what's happening at the moment. And Margaret Chung is going to do that with a poem that she wrote and is going to read for us.
There's been so many changes with this coronavirus. Some we notice and some we don't notice until we're in a certain situation. One came home to me last weekend when I saw my daughter, my son-in-law and my 2 grandchildren for the first time since the 11th of March. And I felt obliged to write something down and write a wee poem about it, and I called it What's Missing. Of all the restrictions in my life just now, one for me seriously bugs. For the good of our health, or so we've been told, were to avoid being free with our hugs. Yes, hugs. Maybe it doesn't bother you too much. Maybe hugging's not really your style. If you're a bit more reserved and don't like a fuss, you'll think, what's wrong with hello or a smile? Some of us prefer to keep our arms to ourselves. A time and place for things. Don't make a show. We don't feel it's right out with our close group to grab hold of folk we only know. To me, hugs express joy, or so glad to see you, or sorry things aren't too good today. Hugs to show you're a winner, thanks for my dinner, or sorry, do you really have to go away? To someone like me, a world without hugs is a bit empty, cold and bare, like wooden floors without any rugs. How else can we show we care? So with a tear in my eye, I smile and say hi. There's no real option, I'm sure. No wee cuddles or happy huddles for now. A small price, and I'm sure I'll endure. So if hugs are scarce right now, and their lack is hard to bear, our Lord will hold us in his arms. We will find our comfort there.
Thank you, Margaret. I'm sure you put into words what many of us are feeling, and it was good just to kind of focus on the moment. It's been great to have some really beautiful photographs every week, and looking at them, it's great the ways in which our photographers just bring out the beauty of the world around us. But it's also good too the way we can see that nature shows us and teaches us something about God. And that, funnily enough, is the theme of a conversation between a robin and a sparrow. It's a poem called The Robin and the Sparrow. A sparrow did sit on our hedgerow one day, for such a long time keeping me company, as I gazed out the window at God's outside world, was blessed by the sunlight one day crisp and cold. A wee sparrow appeared, sae clean cut and neat, winter light silhouetting form, feathers and beak. In fact, I'd have said that sparrow so handsome had from some beauty parlour quite recently come, and here now resplendent in my garden perched, slap bang in the middle o' the red-berried hedge. Now it's true that the berries did not to highlight the spjug's dull, humble colours, but still, what a sight. And I think the spjug knew that it was uncobra, for it sat there for ages without fleeing awa. Aye, very unspjug-like, for they usually dirt, fae one bit to another, get out the road smert, but this yin, 'twas enjoying its time in the sun, as if saying to itsel, see me, I'm number one. And no just to itsel, 'twas as if, curiously, the wee spjug's performance was forby for me. Now mony a time on that self-same place, a robin has perched, wi' red breast and braw face. Aye, and stood there for hours, it seemed, a preening and posing. If birds did tak selfies, it would be snapping often. Now don't get me wrong, I'm the same as yous all. I like nothing mair than yin perched on the wa'. But you have to admit, aye, yous do ken I'm right. That wee robin cute looks, fair likes the limelight. And I wondered if robin and sparrow conversed. Well, their squeaking and squawking might go just like this. Good day, says the robin to our plain wee spjug. Gives your time and lenders your lug, so that I can tell you, in the grand scheme o' things, why I am the greatest o' all things wi' wings. Didn't wait for an answer, but just got stuck in to a long diatribe. Didn't half mak a din. You see, I am the favourite in all the folks' gardens. My fine rosy breast gets them oohing and ahhing. And on cares by the million and pictures umpteen, my bonny wee reed-breasted form can be seen. But no you, my wee spjug. Though maybe you'll see you're selling a book about biology. But that's about all, for like raven, rook, crow, you're no photogenic, no like me at all. And I'll tell you what's mair, there are some human beings think when they say me, it's no just me they're saying. Wee robins are signs, some folk are convinced, that loved ones are near. Said the sparrow, that's mince. Now, just sit you down there and listen to me. You've yapped long enough, it's my turn, I believe. Aye, your red breast is plastered in mony a nook. But unlike mysel, you're no in the guid book. Richt there in the gospel is mentioned my kind by the Master himsel, Matthew 10:29. You can have all your pictures and cares, for you see, in God's holy book, I rather would be. Uplifting folks' hearts with a glorious thought, naebody in all God's creations worth nocht. For e'en if one sparrow should fall to the grun, one wee sparrow, that's me, our Father God kens. You can have your red breast and your posing and preening, that gives Christmas cared makers a great slice o' their leaving. I'd rather my wee humble life would gie worth to men and to women in their time on earth, reminding them all o' our great Saviour's words. Dinna frecht, your life's worth mair than mony wee birds. And the een that sees sparrows, aye, every last one, are looking at you resting in the palm o' his hawn. Well, the robin dumbfounded, near fell off the tree, for wi' the wee sparrow he had to agree that though his red breast was fair bricht and fair braw, 'Twas better telt through the sparrow. God loves us all.
Why do I feel discouraged? Why do the shadows come? And why does my heart feel lonely and long for heaven and home? When Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is He. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. So I sing because I'm happy, and I sing because I'm free. Yeah, His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. So I sing because I'm happy, and I sing because I'm free. Yeah, His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches. And I know He watches, and I know He watches
And thanks to Morag Gordon and Jim Johnson and Tony Shaw for the photographs this morning. And now we're delighted to have two more music teachers share with us.
Hi everyone, my name's Joanne Spreadbury and I live in Cumnock. Most people will know me as the organist of Cumnock Trinity Church, but I am also a music teacher as well. I studied music at the University of Strathclyde and graduated in 2007 with a degree in BA Honours of Applied Music and also a diploma, postgraduate diploma in education. From there I was able to go and do a probationary year at Ayr Academy, and the year after I secured a permanent post as Principal Teacher of Music at Carrick Academy, which is in Maybole, and I've been there ever since. I really enjoy teaching music. The thing that I love the most about teaching music is seeing young people develop their skill and their flair and passion for the subject in whatever instrument they choose to study. I only hope that I am able to influence and inspire my pupils a fraction of the amount that my piano teacher, Lovely McBlain, inspired me when I was growing up. The worst thing about teaching is the paperwork, which I think is probably the same in a lot of different jobs. It does mount up, but I guess needs must. I am going to perform a piece for you today called Rosemary by the English composer Frank Bridge, and I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you to Sam and Joanne. These pieces were enthralling. They really pulled you into the music, and thank you for that. Our music teachers don't just impart music or teach a subject, but we know that the music department in every school is very much the heart and soul of the school, contributing to various concerts and other activities in the school and in the community. So we thank them for that. Although having heard what they all said and seen the smiles on their faces at the end of the year, I think they're being paid far too much or having far too much fun and getting paid for it. And in a way, we continue our teaching theme as Maggie Matheson in story, slide and song takes us on a trip down memory lane, and it's a bus trip.
That day of days. As a wean, I remember, in the year there were many things to look for at tay. Birthdays, Christmas, Hogmanay, and if things were going well, maybe a wee holiday. And one of those things that came every year and combined all the above was that special day we all waited for, a day filled full of fun and love. Now you may be scratching your head as you try to think, what is it she's talking about? Well, to give you a clue and help make it clear, it involved double-deckers, streamers and cheers, a mug with your name and a box for your piece, and a coin in your pocket you ken, just in case. The day of days for all Kirkwains, the Sunday school trip. We were cultured, you ken, in the places we went. Castles, beaches, and even big tunes. Drumlanrig, Culzean, Dunure and Dunoon, Ayrshore, Girvan and once we went to Blantyre, Dr. Livingston, our respects to pay. We even went to Kilmarnock, to the park known as Kay, and not forgetting good old Troon, even though it ended in a guide reich day. Your nouveau cuisine held nae place at all. We had pies plain or ingen, still warm in your hone and smelling braw. Along with your cup of milk, it truly could no be beat, until you get another poke, there within your special treat. A yum-yum or a caramel cake were what I hoped I'd find, but when that didn't happen, I really didn't mind. The races, the prize McGowan's toffee, or a Milky Bar or twa, the mammy's race, the daddy's tay, a few eggs smashed under foot, rounders, football, skipping, we never seemed to stop, until it was we heard the whistle blow to get another poke. We'd line up and wait, there was nae shoving or cutting the line. Naebody was hungry, our teachers all made share. Naebody was left out, somebody aye showed you care. And when things were no sae good, maist to our dads they were on strike, we still had our Sunday school trip, but this time we went by car, on foot, or your bike. Up the Afton we went, the dads had cleared the field, and no one of us complained, until it was announced that it was time for us all to go home. The journey there, the journey back, cannot be overlooked. The songs we sang, the cheeky chance to slip in the teacher's name. We did it free, without a care, kenning on that day of days was the only one we could. Our plans and schemes would be hatching on mischief, fun and gain, and hopes so the next day out, another chance to do it all again. our faces bursting, glowing red. The thought to sleep were far frae us. The signs on the road showing we'd soon be hame. We tried just to ignore until that bus stopped outside our ain front door. Since then some things they micht hae changed, but other things have not. The joy, the love, the fun, the friends, the history we've got. The stories, song, the images tae, in our minds we can replay the memories o' that day of days. The front of the bus, they cannae sing, cannae sing, cannae sing. The front of the bus, they cannae sing for peanuts. The challenge song always given out on the Sunday school trip bus. If you were at the front, then it was the back of the bus that couldn't sing. If you were upstairs, then the downstairs couldn't sing. If you were downstairs, then the upstairs couldn't sing. But it was all done in fun. And what about this one? Sing along with me. 3 crows sat upon a wall, sat upon a wall, sat upon a wall. The 3 crows sat upon a wall on the cold and frosty morning. The first crow was greeting for his maw, greeting for his maw, greeting for his maw. The first crow was greeting for his maw on a cold and frosty morning. The second crow couldn't flee at all, couldn't flee at all, couldn't flee at all. The second crow couldn't flee at all on the cold and frosty morning. The third crow fell and broke his jaw, fell and broke his jaw, fell and broke his jaw. The third crow fell and broke his jaw on a cold and frosty morning. The fourth crow, he wasna there at all, wasna there at all, wasna there at all. The fourth crow wasna there at all on the cold and frosty morning. Now, a few years ago, and it is a few years ago for me, Mr. Murray and Mr. Sanderson introduced 2 new songs to the Sunday school trip bus routine. And it took us an awful long time to work out that we were just singing the same thing over and over and over again. But none of us minded, and we just kept going. You might remember them too. One of them is I do for laugh. Oh, I do for laugh, I do for laugh, I do for laugh a dyke. Oh, I do for laugh, I do for laugh a dyke. Oh, I do for laugh, I do for laugh, I do for laugh a dyke. Oh, I do for laugh, I do for laugh a dyke. Well, Mr. Murray and Mr. Sanderson would have us going, singing these over and over and over again. None of us minded, we just kept singing, because we quite enjoyed it anyway. The other one was, you may remember it too, was the old barn door was the table we had. Oh, the table we had was the old barn door. Oh, the old barn door was the table we had. Oh, the table we had was the old barn door. And what about this one? I'm sure you all remember this. Now, growing up, I never had to go to the quartermaster store. The only quartermaster I knew was the quartermaster at camp, and that was normally my mother, so maybe not the easiest one to get a favour from. But anyway, we did know the cooperative store when I was growing up, and so we contextualised this wartime favourite. My eyes are dim, I cannot see. I have not brought my specs with me. I have not brought my specs with me. Oh, there was breed, just like a lump of lead in the store. In the store there was bread, just like a lump of lead in the cooperative store. My eyes are dim, I cannot see. I have not brought my specs with me. I have not brought my specs with me. Oh, there were onions, the size of the minister's bunions in the store. In the store there were onions, the size of the minister's bunions in the cooperative store. My eyes are dim, I cannot see. I have not brought my specs with me. I have not brought my specs with me. Oh, there was cheese that gave you knobbly knees in the store. In the store there was cheese that gave you knobbly knees in the cooperative store. My eyes are dim, I cannot see. I have not brought my specs with me. I left them in the WC. I'm sure you have many verses that goes with that song in just the same way that I have. But these are words and these are memories that live with us for the rest of our life. And I hope you enjoyed singing along with me.
Well, thank you, Maggie, for that. That was brilliant. As they say, you can take the girl out of New Cumnock, but you can't take New Cumnock out the girl. Now, as you know, no Tea in the Hall will be complete without... Hello. It's my delightficationalityness to be with you today. To cheer you up as I am cheered up. They say that laughter is like sunshine in the house. So I hope you've all brought your umbrellas and your raincoats. This is me, the Reverend I. M. Jolie. M. Well, I thought M was for James Bond's M, and I found it this week that it wasn't. Well, my father went to the registrar. The registrar was in a hurry. First initial, I. Last name, Jolie. Any middle initial? Okay. And that was it. Well, you might be thinking, that makes more sense than M for James Bond M. Whatever made you think that the M was for James Bond M? Well, you see, I kent that I was the last one. There were 6 before me, and I was the next one. And it seems that when my mother found out she was expecting, she said, 007. So I just automatically thought the M is for James Bond M. So that's me, the Reverend I. M. Jolie. Just call me Angelina. It was awful nice to hear the teachers talk about their pupils, especially the good folk at Auchinleck, as if I would miscall the folk at Auchinleck. My mother's best friend came from Auchinleck. They were friends for years and years, about 80, 90 years. My mother kept saying, aye, Molly's my best friend. We've been friends all the years. We've never said a bad word. We've never fell out with one another. I said, Mother, Molly stays in Canada. You don't see each other from one year to the next. She wasn't very pleased at that. But thinking about these folk in Auchinleck, I might have hearing a wee while ago that 2 of them passed away. And they got to the pearly gates, and St. Peter was there. "Where are yous 2 guys fae?" he said. "We're fae Auchinleck." "Oh, I don't know. We don't usually let folk fae Auchinleck in. But I ken the world's in a terrible state the now, so I'll just go up and ask the Lord what to do about you." So Peter went up and explained the predicament. And the Lord said, "Ah, you're right, Peter. The world's in a terrible state. So I think we'll just have some good grace and we'll let the folk fae Auchinleck in." So Peter went back down to tell them. And then he came back up to the Lord. "Aye, Peter, what is it?" "They've disappeared." "What? The 2 men fae Auchinleck?" "No, the pearly gates." Goodbye, my friends, and have a good week, because I ken I'll know. Thanks to all our many contributors this week, and remember, if you have a poem, a song, a quiz, a joke, if you play an instrument, please get in touch with me on Messenger, Facebook, on the phone 01290338296, and we look forward to many more contributions for Tea in the Hall. God bless.
To tea in the hall, come one and come all, from Saturdays at 9. There's no bacon rolls, no scones, no snowballs, and nothing to drink at all. But we will share friendship and fellowship, fun quizzes, some stories, some talk. So mat your in tea and a biscuit all day, please join us for tea in the hall. All the doors are shut, the church all locked up, there's nothing going on in the hall. But just the same we'll praise God's name, He doesn't change at all. So we'll meet next time in your house and mine, to answer to the call. Bring your in cup and come and sup with us, tea